Good afternoon and welcome to
There's
Boom
a
Market
heavy
Stock Show. This is your host
noise,
Rian
so what's
Hobson,
going on
and
here?
we're
Maybe
doing
let me try
actually
refresh.
today's show.
Let me refresh my, I don't know, my internet real quickly. My router, maybe it might help. I don't know.
All right. Good afternoon and welcome to Boom Market Stock Show. This is your host Rian Hobson, and we're doing today, not good afternoon, actually good evening. We're doing today's show with exclusively and live with Swing Trader. Um, we do actually apologize. There's actually just a bit of a delay in the translation of the Wi-Fi, I would say, but I think everything will be sorted out now. So basically, we will do this exclusive interview with Swing Trader. I actually dropped the link below in the comments sector where you can register for an account and you can take this journey with me. You just have to deposit your funds in of
So
$250,
am I still fine? Because
and
now I don't know.
then
I think there's a bit
and
of
then
delay here on my screen.
I will actually trade with you and also give you live also give you classes based on that. So I will just take a short break and then I'll be back with you with Swing Trader.
Keep your finger on the market pulse with the News Alerts tool. Stay up to date on the latest sentiment across all the major asset classes. Uncover bullish or bearish signals tied to specific assets that could be developing before major price moves, and track how news sentiment correlated with price in the past. Track the news volume on an asset, its fear index, and get a better feel for its underlying strength. All with News Alerts, your central hub for market information. That's higher trading from MarketsX.
Good evening and welcome back to Bull Market Stock Show. I'm sure we're all actually waiting just for Swing Trader and to have all the comments. But just to go over with today's news, actually, not actually basically news, but there is some speculation that the Federal Reserve might actually taper or start to taper in September. So that I need to tell you, based on what I did earlier, where I actually did say that inflation will become a bit of a problem, and it looks like the Federal Reserve will actually start to move in September or talk about tapering. That is now in September. So please, I think the speech will be, I think there's one on Wednesday and there's one on Tuesday where Jerome Powell is talking. So please, guys, be on alert. I think that might actually push the dollar up, depending on what they're talking about or how they will start to taper and what will be the time frame of this tapering. So we will just actually give Swing Trader about 1 minute, and then he will be live with us. There's just a slight bit of a problem with his connection, as you guys could see that he was trying actually to come on, and then it was just that there was a delay in the process. But while we are waiting, I actually was just talking about the Federal Reserve, but also there was one student that did ask me about the gold. Honestly speaking, when it comes to the gold price, I would say the best thing is to wait for the Federal Reserve to make that announcement. That is now, I think, on Tuesday and on Wednesday. And next week will be Jackson Hole, which is actually quite a big occasion for actually for the Federal Reserve, or though Federal Reserve chairs like to use Jackson Hole to say when they will start to use tapering or not. And I think, but on Wednesday or Tuesday, Jerome Powell is talking on both days. You guys need to be careful on that story. So for today, I will actually bombard Swing Trader with a few questions, quite a lot. There is actually one big question that will be the last part of the show, and I hope actually that he do get the internet speed back up again, so that we can actually do the podcast. I will just take a short break and then I will get back to you in just a half a minute.
Keep your finger on the market pulse with the News Alerts tool. Stay up to date on the latest sentiment across all the major asset classes. Uncover bullish or bearish signals tied to specific assets that could be developing before major price moves, and track how news sentiment correlated with price in the past. Track the news volume on an asset, its fear index, and get a better feel for its underlying strength. All with News Alerts, your central hub for market information. That's higher trading from MarketsX.
Good evening. I always have to think of it. Good afternoon. Good evening. And I'm just waiting on Swing Trader just to come back live on with us. So I do apologize for the delay, as we do have some difficulties with the internet. So just give it about 1 minute. So if you guys want to drop a comment or question, please do actually ask me anything, or there is a link in the comments where you can register on the free classes. You just have to fund with $250, and I will actually also share my account live every day to see that I have $250, and so I will actually trade with you live. So I will just take another short break, and hopefully, there we are on. And then I will come back to you with Swing Trader. He just actually joined us now, so please just wait. I will get him to talk with us.
Keep your finger on the market pulse with the News Alerts tool. Stay up to date on the latest sentiment across all the major asset classes. Uncover bullish or bearish signals tied to specific assets that could be developing before major price moves, and track how news sentiment correlated with price in the past. Track the news volume on an asset, its fear index, and get a better feel for its underlying strength. All with News Alerts, your central hub for market information. That's higher trading from MarketsX.
Good evening. Now,
Ryan,
not
and your listeners. How are you guys?
Good, man. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I was a bit stressing with with the Wi-Fi, but at least we are back on. Swing Trader, are you with me? Swing Trader, are you with me? Okay. Swing Trader, can you hear me? Swing Trader, are you there? Okay. I will just we will try again, as this show is extremely important. I will just check on Swing Trader again, as it looks like there is some difficulties with the internet. So I do apologize for the delay, but definitely we will actually go on with the show. So I will just take a short break, and then we will be back with Swing Trader.
Keep your finger on the market pulse with the News Alerts tool. Stay up to date on the latest sentiment across all the major asset classes. Uncover bullish or bearish signals tied to specific assets that could be developing before major price moves, and track how news sentiment correlated with price in the past. Track the news volume on an asset, its fear index, and get a better feel for its underlying strength. All with News Alerts, your central hub for market information. That's higher trading from MarketsX.
Good evening, Swing Trader. Are you with me?
Evening. Yes, can you hear me?
I can
Am I
hear you
audible?
perfectly. Yes, you are audible. Are you with me? Swing Trader, are you there?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly fine, Ryan. Thanks.
Okay. I will shoot with one of the questions actually that was burning to ask. As with our conversation that we
Yes, I am
have,
here. I think there's something wrong with the reception.
yeah, it's a bit of a delay in the reception. Swing trader, you there?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly fine. I'm still here.
Okay, there's just a delay in the reception with the podcast, and I do apologize as the internet is actually a bit slow on that side of a swing trader. So I do apologize for that, but it is a bit of delay, and I think we might get a disruption when I ask these questions, and obviously there will be delay, and then we get stuck with the conversation. So I do apologize for that. But in the meantime, I will actually just show you actually something here that is actually on my screen. So actually, because this is actually what literally bothers me this whole entire week actually. Actually, not whole entire week, since last week, actually. This is actually my account with the $228. So please, if you find your account, we will all start basically together, and you will take this journey with me. So basically, what is happening here is that we are, okay, this is Bitcoin, on the dollar index. Now, as I said, with the Federal Reserve, that there's a high possibility that they will actually start talking about tapering. And when they do start talking about tapering, that is the high possibility that we might get actually a paper tantrum. That happened in 2013, actually. 2014, if I just actually reverse back on this large monthly chart, this was actually the big move of the dollar when they started to taper. And I think that's why the Federal Reserve is actually afraid of actually talking about tapering. And I don't see them not tapering because, as I explained on my previous podcast, that was early today, there's high inflation due to the drought in the West Coast and also in the North Coast. And besides that, the rental income, or I would say rental prices, are on the rise also in the United States. So with that, the other thing is the rental prices is about 1/3 of the US CPI data. So, or the CPI basket. So with that said, I don't think they have much of a choice but to start to taper, and they need to do it actually very quickly. And that might actually push the dollar until around here, or it can go back to that part of 100 when they start to taper. This is now on the dollar index. Because it depends now how fast will they actually taper. If they do say it is in 8 months, then we will definitely see the dollar around here. If they say in 12 months, then we might see the dollar around 96, maybe 97 there around. But it depends on the speed of how they actually need to withdraw all the tapering. And then on top of that, if inflation goes totally out of hand, which I think it can, because of the rentals and the drought of the food prices that will go up. We also have an announcement earlier where OPEC talk they will not put more oil into the system or into the world because of the new variant that's around. And with all that factors in, which is also the possibility of oil prices going up, I think the Federal Reserve don't have a choice but to start to taper. If that is the case, we will see an extremely strong dollar, and also we might see a very depressed gold price. That is a possibility, or basically a lower commodity price across the board. The other thing is, if you are on markets.com, this is actually the other one. I'm just actually trying to get this. This is the other one on commodities. If you look here, the wheat prices started to move because of the drought. So that will definitely push inflation up. Now, wheat is very important for pasta, bread, I think for beer, yeah. But it's a very important component. And the wheat prices, because the US experienced shortages in wheat, they did announce it last Friday, and that pushed up the wheat price. And I think it can go further on. If you trade with the markets.com app or the web trader that I'm using, then you can actually go and see the wheat prices, and also corn is the other one that also moved up. So honestly speaking, I do think that they will start to talk about tapering very soon, and that will definitely blow up the dollar. Lastly, there is a link in the comment sector, so please just click on that link and you can register yourself account and you can get your free classes. You just have to fund with $250, and then I will show my account every day. Obviously, everybody will see my account every day, and so it will not be screenshots that people send around to say they send signals. So you will trade with me with the $250, and we will trade basically together, and you will get my free classes as well. Lastly, I do apologize with the podcast with Swing Trader. I'm definitely sorry about that. It's just that the internet connection was not so strong enough. I really hope that I can get him up anytime soon, maybe this week, so that we can have a discussion regarding what is the economy about of South Africa, and also about the dollar and gold, the questions that I had today. So I hope Swing Trader will be back with us very soon. Let me see. Hey, it's a possibility that the guy will be on. Okay, let us try again. To get Swing Trader back on. Swing Trader, are you with me?
Evening, Ryan.
Evening, Swing Trader.
Apologies about the technicalities we faced in the past few minutes. I think there's a lot of traffic on the internet, so everybody's on the internet, Netflixing, watching this, watching that. So I think you know how it goes.
No, absolutely. But is the audio fine on your side?
Yes, everything seems to be fine now. I think everything is stabilized.
Okay, it's really much better from earlier. So people, Swing Trader is back, and I will start immediately after the break with some questions regarding Swing Traders trading views, and also regarding the South African economy. So please stay tuned.
Keep your finger on the market pulse with the News Alerts tool. Stay up to date on the latest sentiment across all the major asset classes. Uncover bullish or bearish signals tied to specific assets that could be developing before major price moves, and track how news sentiment correlated with price in the past. Track the news volume on an asset, its fear index, and get a better feel for its underlying strength. All with News Alerts, your central hub for market information. That's higher trading from MarketsX.
Swing Trader, are you with us?
Yes, I'm still here.
All right. I just actually going to start with the first question, and that is regarding gold. The question goes around is, what is your take on gold in the short term, in approximately this week?
I think, as you know, and your listeners know, that I'm a bit of a intermediate to long-term analyst / trader / investor. So, but obviously with gold, I think a lot has taken place in the past couple of months, and obviously there was an obvious trend, which I believe is to the upside. And I would say, obviously, taking into account what's going on globally, particularly in the US with the Fed, I think gold is still set.
Oh, actually, I do apologize for that. I will just see what I can do now. With Swing Trader, I do apologize as the sound quality is not so good. Please, I will try absolutely again, as I can see everybody is talking on the comment sector. I will just see again now with Swing Trader if the audio is actually quite clear. Swing Trader, are you with me?
I can hear you, but your audio is a bit distorted. You sound a bit robotic, so it's quite difficult to make out what is it that you are saying.
Okay. I will just take a short break and then we will see what we can do with the audio. So apologies again. I will just try again with a short advert and see what we can do on the audio.
Keep your finger on the market pulse with the News Alerts tool. Stay up to date on the latest sentiment across all the major asset classes. Uncover bullish or bearish signals tied to specific assets that could be developing before major price moves, and track how news sentiment correlated with price in the past. Track the news volume on an asset, its fear index, and get a better feel for its underlying strength. All with News Alerts, your central hub for market information. That's higher trading from MarketsX.
Welcome back to Bull Market Stock Show, and thanks a lot for the sponsor, for the official sponsor of Bull Market Stock Show, and that is markets.com. We need to actually cancel the show with a Swing Trader, and I do apologize for that as we try our absolute best to get everything sorted out with the audio. And just actually before we started the show, we had a nice chat and everything was working. And obviously 8 o'clock, and then all the Wi-Fi and fiber and everything is kicking in immediately. I will do my absolute best to get Swing Trader back with us in the studio or basically online, and to get the show undergo. I do apologize for this, and I hope I will see you guys soon again tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And also, I will try again with the exclusive podcast with Swing Trader. Have a lovely evening, and then I will see you guys tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Bye-bye.